And welcome back to Who to Win. Today's Who Win comes to us from, who was it? Shomai Glass. Well, that's the question. Who won a fight? Lord Death from Soul Eater versus the Evil Thing from R.L. Stein. Now, the Evil Thing, this is the best image I can find. That movie's, that's short. Not short. It's not even short. That special is so darkly lit. It's very, I couldn't even find anything on YouTube about this. Best you could get is like a trailer. It's not free anywhere. So, like, if you try to Google the Evil Thing, this is like as close to a solid image as you get. But the Evil Thing is a being that pretty much exists only if you think about it. It comes to a being and then disappears after the fact. It exists within a book. But I don't know what you would call a being like that. It's not an egregore. Actually, I guess it's kind of like a sub-egregore, because egregores, if I remember correctly, are like what the theory, like what Slenderman is, or what the Candlemaker is within the DC Doom Patrol. Basically, beings that are born from the collective belief in them. But in theory, this is still being born from the belief of it. It's just there's rules to keep it from escaping. So maybe it's trapped in the book, and it's just a monster of some kind. But either way, it's described as is a two-headed thing whom you don't wish to greet. One head sucks your blood, and one chews your meat. It carries its babies and its slimy eggs on its back. The babies are hungry when they hatch for a snack. So the evil thing traps some poor victims alive for the babies to eat when their birthdays arrive. But don't worry, don't cry, please don't have a fit. The evil thing's not real unless you think about it. Which, not gonna lie, this book would not work on me at all. I depending on what I'm doing, I have so much going on in my life when in terms like the channel, everything I'm working on, plus everything I'm doing in my day-to-day routine. I'm working on a story for my friends. So this would, if I read this, I'd be like, okay. Now, every once in a while, my mind might go to some random thoughts, and maybe it would come back up in theory, but no, this would not work on me. But that being said, the best image I could find, and I'm not even sure this is the best image I could find, these two heads seem to almost be like the thing from the John Carpenter's thing, where they're kind of merged out of flesh. It does seem to have legs, but I mean, it's powerful and can kidnap people and brutally murder them. But that's all it seems to be able to do. Lord Death from Soul Eater is a being that kind of created the new world. He is a god, more or less. He's not quite as strong as he used to be, but he is still a being that can literally carve cities, beat down demonic, I use quotation marks because they're not quite demons, but beat down multiple foes, no problem, energy blasts. And the fact is, he literally is death. There is actually a terminology for this type of immortality that he has. Types of immortality. Immortality, not immortals, but immortality. Immortality types, there we go. And surprisingly, while I don't usually go to Versus Wiki very much, they do actually have a good ranking of the types of immortality. Hold on. Reliant benefit. So the character gets benefited by one or more other types of immortality as long as a certain being, place, or concept. Okay, so it's reliant immortality. That's what it is. I kind of called it, I think, conceptual immortality. But reliance immortality. Essentially, as long as the concept of death exists, death's immortal. So the evil thing is just a monster to be beaten. Now, I can understand because of that, the concept of immortality, or the reliant immortality, why these two might get paired in a fight. Because the evil thing can just keep coming back as long as you think about it. It's basically the Freddy Krueger scenario. You forget about Freddy, he can't come back. You forget about this thing, it can't come back. The book theoretically could be destroyed, but they toss it in a fire and it stopped burning. So, and by the way, that was so freaking stupid of them at the end. I didn't really see much of the special, but I remember that end where they just tossed it in a fire and then walked away. No! When you just dealt with a mass murdering monster that drinks blood, eats your meat, and has babies that do the same, you freaking make sure that shit's destroyed. You rip out the pages. You tear it apart. You get your dad's hacksaw and destroy that thing. So, of course, then again, maybe this could be like a Babadook scenario where she tried to destroy the book and the Babadook kept bringing it back. So maybe it could be maybe it's a scenario like that. But there's no evidence to suggest that, really. It looked apparently more like an Evil Dead scenario where the book wouldn't burn. But if I remember correctly, the book was starting to burn. It just snuffed the flames out before it could start burning. So basically, you freaking just rely on burning that thing to the ground. But apart from that, and yeah, I'm guessing Lord Death is more than strong enough to destroy that book if need be. But beyond that, there's not much the evil thing can do against Death. Death could easily overwhelm this thing, no problem. Death is also, his powers clearly supersede this book. He could theoretically destroy the book, and even let's say he doesn't destroy the book, kills this thing, he reads the page, and it comes back, he's like, oh, and then he kills it again. He just goes about his business. This is a guy who probably wouldn't be lingering on the thought of this thing. So, yeah, this is kind of a non-starter fight. The thing comes, you're wreaking havoc. Death's like, oh, well, that's adorable. Slices it, kills it, whatever, and then goes about his day. And then maybe finds the bug's like, oh, well, we're just gonna get rid of you, and there you go. So yeah, Lord Death would win this fight hands down. This, like I said, it's kind of a non-starter of a fight. But look, this is just my opinion. No, again, another one that should have been put in a speed round. But I actually forgot to put two who would wins for tomorrow and Sunday because it's the start of July. So I thought, well, okay, the week of who would win would last till Friday. But I'm like, why do I? It's a week. I want a full week when I do a week's, and I will oftentimes go into the next month anyway. So why didn't I do that? So this actually came from later down on the list. Otherwise, looking at it, I probably would have put it in the speed round video. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one.